Eminem once said, "You have one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. You're going to capture it or just let it slip." Now, today's quote, "You are not defeated when you lose, you are defeated when you quit," from Paulo Coelho. Now, I interpret this quote as, it ain't over till it's over. I agree with today's quote, and I'll show you through the points of sports and war as my two main contentions. Now, Jose Fernandez, a famous baseball player whose life and career was cut short tragically. Now, he defected from Cuba so that he wouldn't be oppressed in a communist country and could go to somewhere more free, where he would be able to do more stuff like play in the major leagues. Now, he didn't make it on his first attempt. On his first attempt, his mom actually fell out of the boat while defecting from Cuba. He decided, you know what? I'm going to save my mom, jump out of the boat in these rough waters, and try to save her. Now, which I applaud him, because that's exactly what he did. He saved his mom, but they were caught in the process. Now, that sucks for them, because then they got subject to jail time and a little bit of torture. No one wants that. Now, what sucks is that after the jail time, he defected again. But you know what's great? The second time he made it. He made it to the United States, where he was able to pursue a career in the major leagues, specifically the MLB. Now, when it comes to sports, I think of baseball and football, two of my favorite sports. Now, I don't like the Patriots, and an example of this would be in 2016 when the Patriots were down 28-3 in the third quarter. They made a miraculous comeback against the MVP of the league, Matt Ryan, and ended up winning the Super Bowl in the overtime. Now, I hated it. I wanted the Falcons to win. I like the Falcons. But this proves the point on why sports agrees with today's quote, it ain't over till it's over. They're down by so many points in the third quarter. Everyone thought the game was over. And yet, they came back and won in overtime. Like, no one could believe it when they saw it. No one. The Falcons were posting stuff on Instagram, on Facebook, and Twitter saying, one more quarter and we got it. And that backfired because the Patriots and Tom Brady did not back down. They fought. It wasn't over till it was over. Now, you know who else I think of it ain't over till it's over? The 2011 St. Louis Cardinals. Going into September, they were 8.5 games back with a month left of baseball. Now, you may think that's a lot of baseball games. Yeah, but you are 8.5 games back of a playoff spot. That's almost impossible. To get into the playoffs, they had to be the best team in the league, while the Atlanta Braves had to be the worst. Now, by some miracle, that's exactly what happened. They became the best team in the league. The Braves became the worst. The 2011 Cardinals went on to make the playoffs. Not only did they make the playoffs, they went on to win the World Series in a 7-game series that is recognized as probably one of the best ever, and especially one of the best, probably the second best World Series this century. Now, they were down by so much in September, were doubted in October, and they showed that they had resolve, they had fight in them, that it wasn't over, and they had to fight to show that it's not about the size of the dog in the fight, it's about the fight of the size in the dog. I said that wrong, but that doesn't matter. Irrelevant. Now, with that quote about the dog and the fight and the size, makes me think of war sometimes. Now, war is something that we never want to happen. No one. Not the people that are participating in it, and not the people that are witnessing it. Now, whenever I think of war, I think of the famous Battle of Thermopylae. Now, if you know anything about it, you know that the Spartans lost the battle. But Andrew, what does this have to do with anything? They lost. It ain't over till it's over. They lost. Well, I'll bring you back to to the fact of they may have lost the battle, but they won the war because the Persians did not conquer Sparta. Because they were able to dwindle down their numbers to the point where they ended up fighting 2 more battles after that, and they won those battles. They lost the original battle, they won the war. Sparta got to live and fight another day. Because of that, it wasn't over till it's over. Now, John Wick, if you've ever seen the franchise of John Wick, you know that he was fighting every movie for weeks on end to save his life, to save his legacy, to earn his freedom as a person from the high table. Now, he was fighting tooth and nail for that freedom. It was something insurmountable that no one could do. And yet John Wick did it. But in the end, in the final movie, spoilers, he ends up losing the fight. Well, technically he won the fight. He killed his opponent, but he had succumbed to his injuries. And this is a task that no one else could have ever done in the John Wick series. And that is just a fact. It has been said in the series that he was given an insurmountable task, and yet he completed it. That is insane, and shows that it ain't over till it's over. Now, that brings us back to our quote again. You are not defeated when you lose, you are defeated when you quit. Now, I just proved to you, through the points of sports and war, that it ain't over till it's over. It's not over till you quit. That's why we, not just me, but we, you too, need to agree with this quote. And I'll bring it back to the top. When Eminem said, you have one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. You're going to capture it, just let it slip.